Winback Farm, Delaware's #1 breeder, is home to outstanding stallions including EL Platinum, who is a proven sire, multiple DSBF final winners. Also new in 2025 is Thunderously, a half-brother to O'Brien Award winner Resolve. Also standing is world champion He's Watching, winner of the Meadowlands Pace in 146-4. Nutcracker Sweet, half-brother to the award-winning Sweet Lou, and full brother to twice millionaire Bittersweet, and Top Flight Angel, who has multiple stakes wins, including the prestigious Yonkers Trot. Also standing, Classic Card Shark and Sports Column. For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
Here with Carter Pinske at Southern Oaks Training Center. Carter, this is a new experience for me. We are currently having a, what would you say, sandstorm out there?
Yeah, I don't know. That it's no fun to train horses in the wind, and the horses have fun jumping around and stuff, but it's kind of unbelievable.
Well, let's talk Kentucky first. Congratulations on your new farm. Tell me a little bit about where it's located.
Yeah, it's actually right over behind Crawford Farms off Versailles Road in Versailles. It's only 15-20 minutes from the Red Mile, and it's been great. I mean, the track, you're always a little bit skeptical of how a new track's going to set up, but between the the facilities and stuff like that and the footing on the track, the horses are happy. It's just been really a dream come true. So thank you. But yeah, it's been awesome.
So you know a lot about footing. You have, 4 different surfaces here already. What did you choose for the Kentucky operation?
We did an all-weather surface for on the training track. We do have a sand jog track, and I hope eventually we'll get a strip put in, but we'll kind of figure that out as we go. But the main surface is a limestone all-weather track, materials from right there in Lexington. So,
tell me a little bit about racing at Cumberland and Oak Grove. What have you experienced with those new venues?
They're always learning. It's been good. One thing about both tracks is they're very horseman oriented, which is kind of refreshing. They want to listen, they want to learn. They're changing stuff constantly for the better, and it's at the recommendation of the horseman, where you don't always get that positive feedback from the tracks. It's refreshing to have something like that in the state that's booming the way it is. So it's been a bonus for sure.
I saw a lot of your horses are dual eligible, I'm sure for that reason, but talking to your grandmother, Marla, she said that you were expanding this year. There's 49 horses now in your operation down here.
Yeah, that was, I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but I only have maybe 4 that aren't Kentucky eligible, so we have the option to go kind of where we want to, but that's kind of where I want to be, between 40 and 50 horses, and because then I can kind of keep my finger on the pulse, but you still have the power by numbers, so it's been good, and it's where I'm comfortable. So
definitely moving more towards a public stable, would you say now?
Yeah, a little bit. We still own, the Pinske Stables still owns 2/3, a part of 2/3 of the horses I have, but I have 1/3 that I'm training for the public, and I've been lucky. I have some really good new owners, some really good owners that have been around for a long time. So I've been fortunate that way, and I'm really happy that hopefully we keep having some luck and keeps going. So.
Let's talk about one of your big purchases. Shezplayin Hanover. The dam of Perfect Sting, $155,000 yearling purchase at Harrisburg.
Yeah, it's a full sister to Perfect Sting. She's she's typical of that kind of family. I've kind of had a couple out of that family, and she kind of goes through the motions a little bit. But when you get her up into gear, she's got a big gait, really easy way of going, and I've been pleased with her. She's very natural. So.
Embryo transfer. Tell me your thoughts on that. Obviously, it doesn't bother you, but explain why.
You know what? It maybe used to bother me a little bit, but it seems like if the pedigree's there and the individual is there, it's not. I've been around horses like Chin Chin Hall was an embryo, and Go Dog Go is an embryo. It just seems like if they have the pedigree and they have the size and the build for it, maybe they can overcome it. It's a toss-up for me, but you kind of have to be careful with, like I said, the main thing is like they have to be built at the sale. If they're a little shrimpy thing, I don't know, maybe avoid it, but it doesn't bug me as much as it used to, I guess.
Well, Go Dog Go, I didn't realize was an embryo transfer. Let's talk about him. Staked to all the big dances this year. We got the opportunity to see him train this morning. Looked amazing.
Yeah, he's really been he's been a happy camper last year. I think that was his maybe his fault, I guess. He was just revved up. Didn't really get the point, but he really seems to have his head screwed on straight this year. He's staked up, and hopefully we have a little bit of luck with him, but I'm looking forward to his season.
Was it just maturity growing, or did you have to make some changes?
We made some changes as we went along. We kind of babied the horse, per se, after he made the couple of bottles in Kentucky there. And, we re-rigged him. But he's just a fidgety horse. He's high-strung. I don't know if that comes... I think that comes from both sides of the family, with the Greenshoe and Primary Target. I think, in talking with Al, like the family's a bit that way. And, mental maturity, I think, is going to really help him. I think he just seems sharper mentally. He understands his job. And, hopefully we can put that all together this year.
Moving on to Epic Games, a Calgary Games, which is a Sweden bred. So first of all, you have to tell me all about Calgary Games.
I don't know much about them. It's a homebred for Al Libfeld. I've had the first two out of the mare, but this is my first Calgary Games. I looked at some at the sale. They all kind of look similar, but honestly, I can't tell you a whole lot about them other than this little guy has just a tremendous attitude. He's maybe not the best gated one I have, but he's always eager to do his job, and he likes racing horses, so I'd say that's a positive at this stage.
Amidala Hanover, a Captain Corey, $65,000 yearling purchase from Harrisburg, a May 19th foal.
Yeah, this is a sister to Anoka Hanover, and she's a little bit on the small side, but she's very athletic, sporty, slick going, and has a good attitude about her as well. She's she's laid back, but when you kind of move her over, get her in gear, she seems to perk up. So I like that about her.
Tell me about the Captain Corys. Everyone seems to be raving to me about them.
I have 6 of them, so I hope he has a good year. But on the whole, I'm happy with them. They seem to. I had a couple attitude little things early on, but they seem to kind of have gotten over that hump. They understand what they're supposed to do now. But as far as athleticism and gait, I'm really happy with where they're at. They seem to really do it easy. So.
One of the trainers we talked to mentioned that maybe the pacing in the bloodlines made the gait maybe a longer stride, they felt like. Are you seeing anything like that, or no?
Yeah, it seems to just be, it's just a different stroke to me. They're maybe a little bit narrower, but they do one thing about it. When you look down at your watch, you're going faster than you think you are. So that's always a good thing to me, as a trainer. If it feels like they're not working and they're going speed, that's, the faster you go, hopefully it keeps doing that,
Moving on to Noir D. Pressac, another Captain Corey, this out of the family of Sebastian K., European breeding, $45,000 Lexington purchase.
Yeah, he's a big, good-looking, dark colt. He's kind of flashy on the track, and he's got a great attitude, great gait, and you'll kind of see him on the track. He stands out, and I'm pretty excited about him. It's an odd pedigree. I don't know a whole lot about that pedigree other than Sebastian K. Obviously was pretty dominant when he came over here, and hopefully we have a little luck with him. So.
Festival we got to see on the track, another Captain Corey, $30,000 at Lexington.
Yeah, this is Kentuckiana filly out of the the Jolene pedigree there. So got lots of pedigree behind her. She's a great big, long, lanky thing. I think she'd probably be a little bit late getting going, but she's got like I said, a great gait, and I'm excited about her. So.
I would say you mentioned that there are 6 in your barn, and I just, as we're doing the interview, I'm realizing that you must like them. You've highlighted 3 of them, so yes, I think that's pretty good. Move on to Wukong, a Gimpanzee out of Side Bet Hanover from Cane Run, $80,000 Lexington purchase.
Yeah, this is it's a half brother to Winner's Bet. He's kind of same thing. He's kind of got maybe a different gait, not quite as traditional. He's kind of low to the ground, but same deal. He does it really easy. You never really know how fast you're going, and normally if you look down at your watch, you're going too fast. So, and he's a really strong horse. Maybe lacks a little bit of mentality right now. He's kind of playful, jumping around all the time and stuff like that. But that'll hopefully come later. But he's been doing everything pretty good so far. So
A Little Kick by Perfect Sting out of Sweet Paprika, the family of Captain Crunch, a $47,000 Walden Ridge Farm purchase, eligible to New Jersey.
yeah, he's and he's the only Perfect Sting I have. But he's a really slick going colt, and he's one of them. He's only New Jersey, but the owner was kind of looking for an affordable pacer, and he kind of had the pedigree, obviously, and I've been really happy with him. He never really disappoints you. He always seems to be going forward, and he's got a good gait, and hopefully he's all right.
Carter, Stratagem Station, a Walner colt, $95,000 at Lexington.
Yeah, this is our first purchase from the Spring Station Bloodstock, who, in my opinion, they've done a good job getting going here. But he's a very nice colt. He's out of Swift Swanda. I think it's the first foal, who was a tough mare that Irv had here. So that kind of intrigued me about him. But he's been doing everything right.
Talking about Spring Station, it is true. They really bust on the scene in the last 2 years. But, yeah, they look like they're really going places.
Yeah, they have all the things you want to see. Josh, he does a good job. He's asking questions all the time. How can we make our horses better? Or he's asking for opinions, and it seems like their horses, they look good at sale time. They look good before sale time, and they're doing all the right things.
When you're looking at different consignments, what makes you gravitate to one or the other?
It's just relationship, I guess. You kind of get confidence in a consignment, and you go where you have luck. So, it's not necessarily, I guess, one thing, but it's just like anything. If you have luck there, and you enjoy looking at them, you enjoy buying from them, you go back. So.
How much when you have people there that will tell you things, do you ask questions or do you like to make your own decisions?
I like to make my own decisions, but I'm always, I love horse talk, so, I'm always into discussion. If any of the consigners, want to talk about stuff, I'm always open to it. But I like my dad and I look together with McKenna, and then we're always bouncing stuff off Nifty. But that small group, we're kind of always discussing stuff. But other than that, I like to, we kind of make our own decisions.
Last one. Let's talk about Julius Spirit, a Walner homebred.
Yeah, another homebred for Al Libfeld. The mare, it's a cadaver mare that made a bunch of money for the Bax family up there in Dal, up in Canada. But he's taken a while to kind of mature, but he's really coming into himself now, so I've been really happy with him.
Carter, when we were here videoing this morning, you were doing distance training on the half. What does that entail?
It's just really Nifty kind of, when I was working for Nifty, it's one of them things where we're going the wrong way. It really seems to, for the babies, it seems to get them in a rhythm. And what we're trying to do is just get them relaxed with horses kind of all around them. We're moving around all the time. And I think it does well to kind of mix up their routine. Today we trained 3 miles, kind of consecutive, and speeding up the last mile. But it really seems to, the babies, it just gives them a different perspective, a different outlook, keeps their mind maybe a little bit fresh, changing stuff up like that, and helps with soundness too, switching directions.
It looks like it's the same trainers year after year. It is such a well-knit group. You guys have the hog roast coming up on Saturday. That's huge.
Yeah, we're very, as a farm and a family, we're very lucky. We have the same returning customers all the time. And they're very, they're friends, so we're very lucky that way, that we get to stay full that way with the same people that come back, and they're good people, so, we're lucky that way.
Talk about returning horses. Let's talk about Amigo Volo, a winner on Monday at Woodbine. How is Amigo Volo doing? How are some of the others coming back for this year's program?
Yeah, that's another thing we never really used to have a whole lot of older horses, but I have 4 4-year-olds in the barn here in Florida. Obviously, I have Amigo. We even have, I think we have a filly up with Aki, and that's coming back as a 4-year-old as well. So, and that's another key thing with the Kentucky program is that, we have this 4-year-old money that is there. But he's just been a special treat. Every time he goes out, he's competing, and he doesn't seem to age, and he loves to race. So, we'll just keep racing him as long as he wants to keep racing. We'll let him tell us when he's done. But he's just been. He's a horse that makes a trainer look good. It doesn't matter where he is. He just always tries.
A Perfect Annie, the Sire Stake champion last year. How's she coming back?
She seems really good. Really, we're kind of dragging our feet. She's Kentucky only, so there's really not a whole lot to get amped up for too early. So she's really only been in, going trips a couple weeks. So, but seems really good. Seems happy. She grew up a little bit, so looking forward to her year too.
Well, thank you so much for having us again, Carter. The facility is beautiful, and it seems like every time we've come, you've added some feature that benefits the horsemen here. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, same people, but we're always trying to improve the product, improve, change with the breed, because the breed's always changing. So, thanks for coming all the time. We appreciate it, and, we're lucky to be here. So.